Today is August 2nd, 2015. Here's another one of Abruzzo's papers. Anthony Abruzzo. Interpretations of solar phenomenon according to the transformation hypothesis. This is in the General Science Journal. I'll go ahead and link this to the bottom of this video. But one important fact I wanted to point out is energy production. Now, I don't think it's energy production in the sense that there's a source of energy, like there's this big generator, in the center of the Earth doing something really crazy, or in the center of Jupiter, or in the center of the Sun. I think the whole idea of producing energy is not exactly the direction we should go with this. I think it's more or less energy dissipation. The stars as they evolve are dissipative events. There is no source of energy. The source of energy is from galaxy birth, and the stars are just dissipative events which are dissipating the energy. They start out very high energy as they are formed, and they eventually cool and collapse and die over many billions of years. I'll go ahead and read this out to you. It says here, energy production. Since the mid-1950s, astronomers have known that Jupiter is a source of intense radio emissions, although the cause of these emissions is still not clearly understood. Nonetheless, as technology progressed with the advent of more powerful Earth and space-based telescopes and interplanetary probes, the discovery of Jupiter emits more energy than it absorbs from the Sun is now an undisputed fact. It is suggested at various times that the source of these emissions is caused by escaping residual heat from the time of Jupiter's formation, nuclear fission, or the gravitationally induced contraction of its core. It was even suggested that the energy might be due to deuterium fusion reactions. The various mathematical models constructed to demonstrate the viability of all these possible causes, however, have not adequately accounted for the tremendous output of energy that is observed. The source of this energy still remains a mystery. Now, that's the statement that I wanted to overview, because I think what we need to do is view stars not as energy producers, but as dissipators of energy. Now, what would be a main producer or dissipation event that could allow stars to continually radiate over many billions of years? That's the question. I think to look at the question in the light of what we see around us is the best option. The rocks and minerals in the atmosphere we breathe, and the water, and the life, it's all comprised of chemical compounds, molecular compounds, and various types of arrangements of those chemical compounds. And to form them, they wouldn't just form magically because of gravitational collapse. You'd have to have a mechanism to allow for the heat dissipation, because chemicals, when they combine with each other, are exothermic. They're synthesis exothermic reactions, meaning you take different elements and you combine them together, and it releases energy as they combine. And you have rocks and minerals that are comprised of multiple oxygens, multiple hydrogens, multiple silicon atoms, multiple magnesium, multiple iron atoms. And when those atoms combine with each other, they release a tremendous amount of heat. And we can literally reverse engineer the Earth to account for how much energy was lost to form those chemical compounds. And I did a preliminary calculation concerning the chemical heat release of just forming water, as from hydrogen gas and oxygen gas combining with itself to create water. I just did that stepped reaction, and just by measuring the volume of the oceans alone as they stand right now, given you know, there was a lot more water in the past. Just with their volume right now, I had come to the calculation of 10, I think it was 5 times 10 to the 25 joules, which was really cool because that amount of energy loss matched one of the empty spots inside of Wikipedia's orders of magnitude page concerning energy. There was no space for 10 to the 25 joules. So I was like, hey, perfect place to put it, because that's how much energy would be lost or produced from hydrogen gas combining with oxygen to make water in the amount that we see on the Earth right now. Now granted, there are vast amounts of other chemical compounds that had to release heat to form the Earth itself. Every single chemical compound on the Earth, much, you know, thicker in composition than the oceans. The oceans just take up one thin little layer. So to do reverse calculations on all those chemical compounds and the amount of energy that would be released to form them would probably end up having you have the Earth as something as more massive than Jupiter, just based off of the Earth as it stands right now. Now granted, the Earth was even more massive than Jupiter at one point, because as well Jupiter was a more massive star when the gaseous molecules were in their ionized state and the star was very big, hot, and bright. So another source of energy during earlier stages of evolution would be via electrochemical reactions. When you have the ionized hydrogen combined with ionized hydrogen, that would be considered to be plasma recombination, in which release an incredible amount of heat. And if you have all those other ionized materials recombining with each other, releasing heat, so basically you have stars producing energy in that manner, which of course is a feedback loop, and I overviewed that in a previous talk. But I just wanted to point out that the sources of energy can be reverse engineered via understanding of what chemicals are, what rocks and minerals are. They're chemicals. And we have these chemicals forming inside of the interiors of gas giants, which is why they're radiating heat in the manner that they're radiating. There's huge redox reactions going on. Electrochemical reactions, thermochemical reactions, you name it. It's a giant chemical laboratory. That's what the gas giants are as they synthesize the new Earth in their centers. But, you know, it's going to take some time before the chemists really wake up and realize that their science can be applied to astronomy in ways they've never before seen. But that being said, I've also been reading a lot about how they believe Jupiter just to be a big ball of hydrogen gas and metallic hydrogen, which I think denies the very essence of what it means to have 92 naturally occurring elements in nature. So it's kind of funny how they look at it like that, ignoring every single element that's heavier than helium and hydrogen. But anyways, that's another Abruzzo talk. I will go over more of his papers, I believe, in the future, but I just wanted to point that out, is that we have the answers. We just have to apply the correct reasoning behind it and look at it in the way that it's the most rational. Alright, later.